What is up, everybody? Christopher and Jules coming at you today, and the reason I introduced us like that is because we're using this Father's Day to be very productive. I'm sorry, I straight got on a roll, I'm telling you.
Yeah, you did.
I'm using this Father's Day, unlike I have in the past, not to destroy myself in one way or another, but to be very, very productive. And we've been out here having really, really good conversations about who we've become and why we're those people, which is kind of the entire central point.
Yep.
So, we are destroying generations past, and have just had a really good talk about how we carry those things, the people that we were made to be by the generation past. That was very, very confused. Sorry, millennials are the future, we are the way. Can't convince me otherwise. I'm gonna put this where I'm not gonna destroy it. And the reason for that is because we choose who we are. We choose who we want to be. Now, there's always been a deep lingering fear in both of us, we've discussed, that we're not actually the people that we portray ourselves to be. Facts are, that's exactly who we are, because that's who we chose to be. And those are the good people that can change this world hand in hand with the help of all of you, which is, again, why we're kind of reaching out.
About it too.
That's the point. I love being a good person. I love doing things for others. I love hearing the struggles and the journeys of others and helping them reach those heights that I know that anybody can achieve. Anybody can be a better version of themselves. You just have to want to do it. More so, my deepest struggle that I have probably, man, it's like a home run today. This talk it was great. The most difficult part of becoming who you want to be is allowing yourself to let go
of who you used to be. It's really shedding that past version of you, which is why this is Christopher and I'm Jules.
Chris was my father's name. And happy Father's Day to any of you to everybody.
Yeah.
Because everybody deserves that.
Well, we also mother and father ourselves throughout this life. So, truly, happy Mother and Father's Day to us who are navigating our way through this world with the mind to do better, to live a better life. That's what mothers and fathers are supposed to do, is prepare you for this world and make sure that you're gonna make it out there. And when you didn't quite have that, it's hard. You go into your 20s unlearning and relearning and recreating who you are and who you want to be. And fathers are more like discipline, right? Like, there's certain things. Mothers are like nurturing and all this. So that's stuff that we're like traditional, yes. In those aspects, though, they're treating us how to treat ourselves.
And we didn't have those things. We had to find the strength within ourselves to learn how to be the people that we want to be on our own, which created a lot of difficulties as well. And I feel like, in a way, you definitely pick up on, you idolize the man or woman or otherwise that, you grow up around.
You also find, I think mothers and fathers in everybody. It's not just, I had work moms, work dads.
Word.
Certain friends give me nurturing that, fills my soul up that I didn't receive from other people.
It's good to reach out like that, too. I definitely found over the years that I take on the traits of people that I admire to a certain point, and I've seen other people do it with me. Like my laugh.
Yeah. That's also, actually, when I was reading in one of my books, it's called, mimicking, and it's one of the earliest ways that we learn how to adapt in this world. We mimic what our parents do.
That's cool.
So we're still doing that because we're still growing humans, just because we're in the bodies of 30-year-olds, almost 30-year-olds. We're still this brain. Our body's getting older, but our mind is growing with it at its own rate, which I think we've talked about that a couple times. But yeah.
The more we grow into ourselves, and we learn how to let go of these things from the past and really just allow ourselves to be who we will become.
I just started this book. It's by Eckhart Tolle, and where's my phone? I'll tell you the name of the book because I'm only in the first chapter, and I already learned The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And he goes over how one day he had a realization that there's two of him in his body.
Word.
There's the conscious mind that it's brain, it's thinking, but your brain and your thinking is not just you. And I think from my understanding so far, he's talking about that gut feeling, which is your higher self speaking to you. And that's what we were kind of talking about earlier, how that gut feeling of knowing something, like when you know, and if you don't know, you don't know, you know?
I didn't know I could know until I knew.
Yeah.
And once you experience that, it's like, oh, wow, it is a real thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, for so long, on so many different decisions and so many different levels, I would fight myself, you know, this is good for me. This is a thing that I should do. And I knew in my gut that I was wrong. It was only when for the first time with somebody that I am now very close to, that I experienced my gut telling me, yes, this is what you're supposed to do. This is good for you. Do it. That I understand. And honestly, I don't know if because I've heard it explained so many times, and I don't think I could have explained. I couldn't have understood it without experiencing it, which is unfortunate, but I guess the point being, trusting your gut instinct is a very important thing. If your gut's telling you something, you should listen.
And that comes back to just like really knowing yourself and cultivating yourself. So like
being okay with doing that.
Yeah. Like really being within your life, being present and building who you are.
Change is scary, but it's important. It's very important to change, to allow change, and that's change within yourself, change within your life, and anything that's going to be positive or serve your best interest in the future. You know, when I turned 30, something clicked in my mind, and you know, I want to know where I'm going with my future. I want to know really, you know, what am I setting myself up for in 20 years? Where am I going to be? That's important to me now, because I've let go of all those punk kid things and the destructive lifestyle that I learned from our father. And that's the part of myself that I want out. It's that deep struggle that I've been taught, you know, that life is a struggle. Life is hard. Life is difficult. You know, you can't trust anybody. You have to be a certain way and, you know, put on a face, you know. There's always a facade, and that's not me, though.
No.
Because I've been painting this picture, but I should have, you know, there's no way to just paint it white and start fresh, and, you know, that's, while you're painting, there are still residual images of, you know, what's there. And to a certain point, it's always still going to be underneath, but you have to allow it to be exactly that, you know, gone, in the past. It's no longer there.
Definitely.
The better thing. So now I'm definitely getting to a point where I am very rapidly covering up all of the rest of what's, you know, still showing through, and release that darkness that I've been taught I had to carry with me. Because it's pain, and it's fear, and it's struggle, and it's not anything that's good. It's not anything that I want for my life.
And on the other side of that struggle, there's triumph. Fear, there's curiosity. Pain, there's love.
And more than anything, there's drive.
There is drive.
And that's what it makes me feel. The idea of really just creating my ideal version of myself, and understanding, knowing beyond the shadow of a doubt that that is the person that I am, because that's who I chose to be. And that's the most important thing, isn't it? It's the choices that we make. Not just how you portray yourself, but understanding that this is real. Don't allow those thoughts in your mind that, you know, you question yourself, or, you know, just being generally unsure. Like, don't let them affect you. Don't let words affect you. You know, confidence in who you are.
I notice whenever I play my ukulele in front of people and I think too much about the fact that they're watching me, I notice I don't play well. But instead of thinking about that, whenever I tell myself, you got this, and I sit there and I just focus on it, I can do it. I don't know what it is about that, but it's just like believing in me, knowing that I can do it, instead of thinking, okay, what if they think I can't do it? That doesn't matter. What matters is I know I can do it.
Those are all thoughts that you're creating for yourself in that situation.
And it's me, like, I can validate myself. I don't need other people to tell me yes, no, all this kind of stuff, about my life.
When I was in high school, I learned how to just have this attitude. You know, I was always like the kind of loner kid that didn't really fit in anywhere, and I thought everybody didn't like me, but it wasn't a real thing. It was all just my insecurities. And then my senior year, I moved where I live now, and out of nowhere in this little country town, me being this gothed out, darkness, I was just cool. And I never experienced that before. Like, everybody just liked me, and I got along with everybody, and I fit in with everyone. Like, and it was awesome. So through that, I learned to just have this kind of confidence where, like, I'm awesome. Everything I do is awesome, and it is always cool. Like, no matter what. And I definitely think that changed me in a good way. And sometimes I forget that. It's all in a mentality, realistically. Confidence is nothing but a mentality. It's believing in yourself.
Yep.
Sometimes that's definitely difficult to do, especially in front of certain people or people that make you nervous, and feeling nervous is a good thing if you allow it to be.
It's being vulnerable.
How your brain confuses nervousness with excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
I love that so
That's
much.
That's something, man.
Your brain processes those things in the same way. We've definitely hit that in other videos, but we'd be talking a lot for a long time, so there's a good chance that one hasn't got through. I definitely want to restate those kinds of things. I felt like you were starting to say something. I was kind of just still on a roll and stuff.
No, I'm just good. I've really enjoyed talking to you, connecting with you. Even before we started rolling, I haven't seen this part of you in a minute.
Yeah, I hide them most of the time, or I used to, and now I know why. And that was kind of what our conversation today led to, is why am I carrying this ball inside of me that I'm just, and that's what it was, Happy Father's Day. We did something good with it this time.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic,
I didn't even mean to hang out with you today. It's crazy how it happened.
Things just work. Things always just work. Things fall into place. All right, this is totally random, but this dude that I maybe met once or twice was at work yesterday, and I was talking to a customer about a drink that I thought that they would like. So I just made up a little sample of it and, poured it in a couple of cups, and I was like, here you go, try it out. And they're like, oh yeah, that's really good. And I had some extra. So I walked up to this dude. I was like, hey man, I appreciate you being here. Here you go. Try this out. It's called green tea. And he was like, no way. I've had 3 different people this week in different places tell me about how good this is, and I've been wanting to try it. And you just said it right in front of me without even knowing that. That's how the world works. And if you allow it to work that way, it totally does. And I love it. I just expect it now. I wasn't even surprised. I was like, yep, that's my world, man. And it's fantastic.
Heck yeah. I've had a lot of moments like that.
Cool. Thanks for today.
Absolutely. Thank you as well.
Love you.
I love you too.
Cheers to all of you. I hope you all have a good, safe, happy, multiple holiday weekend.
Do you think we should change the name of our channel?
I thought about it, but I don't want to really confuse everybody. That's a lot of changing.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. I don't know if Christopher and Jules has quite a ring to it.
We can come up with a whole nother name.
Yeah, we could. Do whatever we want with it.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Love you guys.